Hello and welcome to episode 10 of the Minecraft Archive. I've gotten a lot of really good suggestions and ideas from the viewers this week, and I really want to just thank you guys for all your input. Even the cow appreciates it. It really helps make this series better when you guys chip in, give me ideas, tell me what you want to see. It only helps improve the series. So one of the ideas I got was Sneezing Monkey. Suggested I build a glass ball on top of the tower and then fill it with lava. And it turned out pretty good. That glass ball you see is 10 blocks tall, so it's pretty big. It's filled with a lot of lava. Actually, it took a little while to do. It looks awesome at nighttime. I can see it from a good distance away. Unlike the fire I had above there before, it just didn't work too well. Also, Battle Walrus had suggested that I named those mountains over there the Star Scraper Range, and I really like that name. Kutrol suggested I maybe go with something a little bit shorter, so I'll probably just call it something like the Star Scrapers, but it really helps when I want to reference that mountain range in future videos. The other thing, I tried to figure out what kind of tree I had found in, I believe it was the last episode. I thought it was like a sycamore or an oak tree. I was way off. Kutrell corrected me and said it was a birch tree, and he is in fact correct. And thank him for that. And I will be hopefully calling it by the correct name, a birch tree, here in future videos. But what we're going to be doing in this episode is starting a brand new base, and I'm going to try to walk in as straight line as possible from the Enterprise. And the idea behind that is that I'd like to build a minecart track connecting this new base with the Enterprise. And if you play this game, you know that it's hard to build things diagonally, obviously, because that's a world made of blocks, which are simply squares. So I'm going to try to walk in a straight line. That way I can just build a nice, easy, straight path to and from the two bases. But I'm going to try to get far enough away until I see something that lets me know that the world I'm seeing generated is something past the latest patch. What I mean by that is, in the latest patch, Notch added birch trees. He also added colored wool, and to make some of the colored wools, you have to find some new material, one of those being blue ore. That blue ore is called Lapis, and Lapis is found underground. It's about as rare as gold, and when you find it, you can make blue wool. And I have a project in mind, but I'm going to need some blue wool, and the only way I can find it is if I get out of the area I've already explored, because that world's already been generated before this most recent patch. So actually there's my shelter in the distance. So once I start seeing birch trees, I know that I've started to access a part of the world that's generated since the latest patch. And if I dig straight down from there, I should eventually find some lapis. Sneezing Monkey had also said he wanted to see another mining episode, kind of like episode 5 where I went searching for diamonds. This will be very similar to that, except for the goal is not to find diamonds this time, it's to find lapis. So here we go. So there's a birch tree. So this world here has been generated post the latest patch. And actually I see some iron over there. I thought it was gold for a second, but gold does not appear above ground to my knowledge. Yeah, this looks like a good spot to start a second base. And let's see where I want to start digging. Alright, so I've worked on this area for a little while. I have a small room in here, and I'm naming the second base the Lock. Soda Genie had actually suggested this name for my base back when I held the first contest to choose a name for my base. Obviously the Enterprise was chosen for my first base, but I always really liked the name the Lock. And now that I have a second base and there's some water nearby, the lock just seemed fitting. So in here, I've just got a small room. And if I take this ladder down here, this is a mining shaft that is 6 blocks by 2 blocks. And if that sounds familiar to you, that's the size of a water elevator. I haven't built a water elevator yet, because I didn't really want to spend a lot of time working on that quite yet. But instead, what I've done is I've actually taken this mining shaft all the way down to the bedrock, and then counted upwards to level 19. So I've got some lag right now. But so there's the bedrock down there, and up here is level 19. So if you remember, the highest level bedrock you find is level 5, because there is 5 levels of bedrock. So I'm going to begin by digging a very large room that is 2 blocks tall. And what I'm going to eventually do is build a very efficient monster trap down here. So if you guys want to do this as well, just dig out a very large room that is 2 blocks tall, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I begun digging out this room. I haven't dug out too much, but I got really excited because I thought I found some lapis, but in fact I actually found some more diamonds, so you can't go wrong with that. Go ahead and fill that in here. And continue digging. Alright, so this is what the room is looking like so far. But if I come over here, aha! Finally found some lapis. It took a little while, so let's see how much I get out of this. So it looks like each block drops about 5 pieces. And for my project, I was needing 24, so I got 20 out of that group right there. I'll go ahead and dig around here, make sure there's no others, but I'll probably just need to find one more group. So alright, just keep digging and looking for lapis. Alright, so this room's getting pretty big, but I was still at only 20 lapis until just a moment ago. I was digging the trenches for the monster trap. Don't worry about that part now if you're trying to follow along and make this monster trap. There will be a separate video where I actually explain how this works. But if I hop down here, there was some red ore here, and then hiding behind the red ore, the last bit of lapis that I needed. Quite a bit of it too. Alright, so I now have 46 lapis. My goal was just to get 24, so got a little extra. So my next video I will show you guys this project that I've kind of got in my head. It's nothing real big, but I think it'll be kind of neat. So yeah, this is that doorway I originally walked in. As you can see, pretty big room. What we'll eventually do in here is we'll get rid of all the torches. So this will be the room that spawns monsters. So as you can see, big space like that will spawn lots of monsters. But let me show you all the goodies I ended up with mining down here. These 2 chests are stone. That is a lot of stone. Yeah, and you guys might be wondering, man, why do you go to all that work to find the lapis when you could just download a mod and have whatever you want, infinite amount? To me, that'd take a lot of fun out of the game. So I don't generally do any modding at all, and I like it that way. But yeah, so here's all that I found. Looks like 150 plus red ore. I used 6 diamonds to make 2 new diamond pickaxes because I was just burning through them. So that means I found 10 diamonds. Looks like 100 or so iron ore. That's really good because I'm going to need to make a really long minecart track to get from the Enterprise to the lock. And then I found 6 gold and 46 lapis. So, yeah, I found a lot of good stuff. Alright, so I've made my way back to the Enterprise, and I've used that lapis to make some blue wool. I used some yellow flowers and some red flowers to make yellow wool and red wool. Of course, wool's already white, and I used some of the ink sacs I had gotten from squid I found to make black wool, and I have ran into 1 or 2 black sheep that actually drop black wool. I'm going to need a little bit more black wool to work on the project that I have in my head, but I'll go ahead and do that in between episodes. So I'm probably going to go ahead and cut off this episode here. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for your comments, and we'll see you soon.